My name is Katie and this is my YouTube channel, Something by Katie, and I am on my first work trip since the pandemic has started, and it's in Washington, D.C., and I travel here all the time, or I did in the before times, and I used to live here, so I thought it would be fun to do a vlog of our week. We're doing lots of fun DC things, so I thought I would bring you along and show you some of the best parts of DC. Not just monuments and stuff, but good restaurants, and yeah, enjoy. That's what Lindsay and I did at the door too.
That's you. Those are your snails.
That's nice. Thank you.
Wow. My goodness. I'm going to take pictures of all of them.
Wow.
Joking with the dessert here. I like how it's a video.
It's been tossed in our house-made basil pesto sauce. It's then been finished with garlic breadcrumbs, piave cheese, which yours does not have the cheese, just so you're aware. And then on the side of that is a nice arugula salad, kind of bringing everything up. There, that is going to be the miso marinated Chilean sea bass. So that is sitting on top of Robuchon potatoes. The green around those potatoes, chive oil. There's also some bok chili to go with that, and then there's a knot of actual wasabi to spice it up if you'd like. The chicken plates are going to be the whole chicken, which you are familiar with. That's what they showed you a little bit earlier. And there's a nice, beautiful spring salad to accompany that as well. And there's like little ramekins of a honey dipping sauce that goes really, really deliciously on the chicken. And then last but not least, there are the Chef's Fancy Fish Cans, what we call this. So that is a deep fried Dover sole that's been tossed in salt and pepper on both sides. So you're also going to have some sourdough punch to be served with that. A little ramekin that has some pickles and onions. And then a smaller plate next to it that has tartar sauce that features iceberg and caviar. So interact with those fish. It is the whole thing. So what you going to do?
Yeah, guys.
Thank you very much.
Crispin laid to rest on Friday, May the 13th in 1864. But when Montgomery Meigs, who was the person who really is the reason behind burials taking place on this property that Lee and his family lived on, there again. And now we're in this area where Freedman's Village once existed. Look at the soldiers facing the sun. They're all lined up, their work is done. They served America, that's what they've done. Now they are sleeping, facing the sun. All are known, but there are 4 that are not. And they're guarded by the best that we've got. Then there's our president, killed by a gun. Now he is sleeping, facing the sun. That poem that I just shared with you was written by a 6th grader years ago who had spent a couple of hours touring Arlington National Cemetery, and that's what he wrote in his journal. The best words I've ever heard to describe Arlington National Cemetery. So if you look to the right, even though Robert E. Lee committed treason against his country when the war came to an end, Robert E. Lee supported reconciliation, and Abraham Lincoln did too. So that's why this bridge exists. For not having enough to say. The speech became famous later, especially after he was assassinated. Over here to your left, you see that cathedral up on the hill? See that? That is the National Cathedral. That is where Dr. King delivered his last Sunday morning sermon days before his assassination in Memphis, Tennessee. Memorial, designed like the Parthenon in Greece, made of marble from the state of Colorado. When the Lincoln Memorial was dedicated in 1922, one of the speakers was Dr. Moten of Tuskegee Institute. Architectural firm that was owned partially by African-American architect named Archie Alexander from Des Moines, Iowa. See the Jefferson Memorial to your right, made of Vermont, Tennessee marble, designed. Dr. King, the civil rights movement, the March on Washington. On her head, eagle with feathers. Why? Because Jefferson Davis said. pictures of alum and Cam Newton, his younger brother, was the quarterback here at Howard University a couple of years ago. I didn't know it until I went to Las Vegas and we're headed to the National Black Civil War. The Lincoln Theater is beside Ben's Chili Bowl. Lincoln Theater was
Go ahead, spotlight on you. Thoughts?
Doesn't look like it has a name.
Who is it? Is it Katie? Is Katie home? Who's that? Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it? It's me. I always come back for you. I always come back for you, Wayne. Oh, yes, I love you. I love you, Netso. Come here. It's just me. Come on back for more. Yes, I love you. I'm staying this time. Yeah. Thank you, Wayne. Oh, I missed you too.